Good afternoon, everyone. Crazy Russian 86 here, and welcome back to another fucking video. Uh, I'm walking right now just to walk. I know I can, take a lift or whatever because I'm kind of walking far. I have a serious problem with one of my cars which I just got. I got 2010 Toyota Prius just for my job, because I wanted an older car. And the thing was, when I did my oil change in Midas, they fucked something up. There was one of the hood rats working there whom I didn't see before. And I don't know, I have no proof, so I cannot say anything for a fact. But I have a feeling that that guy probably has something to do with it. Which I don't have any proof, that's why I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, I already said, but I'm not gonna convict him or anything because, there's no proof that he did it. But basically what happened was, for my job, I have to go somewhere to do the stats. So I have to deliver the medicine to one of the nursing home. Okay, and then when I was coming back, the thing popped up on my car. Engine oil pressure is low. Okay? And then when that shit popped up, okay, my car started to slow down, and then it was something wrong with the battery. So then I pulled up. There was two people, one white guy and a white girl, very nice people, young people. And the guy said that he used to work for places like this and he knows what's up. So the guy told me, that the oil leaked out, and I believe him because I see sealed oil trails on the trunk of my car, and earlier that day when I was driving towards it, the oil thing popped up, like I was low on oil. But I didn't pay attention because I was thinking, you know what, I just changed the oil, why the fuck my oil is low, It should be all good, like why the fuck? So I'm trying to cross the street here. I know I shouldn't be doing it because it's but I don't care. People say whatever I'm doing is dangerous. I don't care, see? I'm still alive. I'm not gonna die, okay? So for all the idiots out there to telling me that doing things by myself is dangerous, that's all for you. You can eat a dick and die right now. But anyway, let me just keep going with what I was saying, okay? So yeah. Pretty much, I put the car in neutral. That guy helped me to pull the car to the side. It was one of the exits. And yeah, he looked at it. He said, look at this, the oil is still leaking. Right? And I popped up the hood with him. He asked me to do it because, he knew what's up. And then I saw that the fumes fucking coming out of my hood. So... And then I left the car, I called Midas, made the claim. And then the next day, they towed my car to the location. So today I went there, and they called me prior. I didn't respond to the call because I was sleeping. And they said that my fucking big battery, because I had a hybrid car, it's 2010 Toyota Prius. And there was two batteries. One of the batteries, they just changed the small one, regular battery, and then there's another one, this is a hybrid battery, it's like the longer big one. And he showed me where it is, and he said the battery is dead, nobody can help you, need to find out who can help you to replace this fucking hybrid battery. Because the battery is dead, and if you're gonna try to start your car, it's not gonna start. But the thing is, before I took it to the fuckers, okay, I had no problem with this car. And I used to make services in Midas before that location, everything was fine. Now I'm afraid to be going to that location because who knows, maybe these cocksuckers are gonna fuck something up. So if you live in Columbus, Ohio, the location of Midas, 5559 North High Street, I don't know, maybe they hate me because, of my views or whatever, maybe people are trying to cut me down, but these fuckers right here, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend you, so go to a dealership, just like somebody else told me. So fuck this location, they're full of shit over there, and they don't want to fix nothing for me. And the thing is, the location was good until I see this black man over there. The kind of middle-aged black man. Looks kind of, and until I see him, everything was fine, So, and I'm not saying all black people are bad, because, you know, my woman is not white either, she's black, but, and she has some of her friends are good people, but, you know, there are some people who are kind of shady, you know. But some people are kind of shady, so. And of course, obviously, I don't know, like I said, I live in America, and I don't like multiculturalism. I don't like minorities, and I mean, I know that I shouldn't be in this country in a way, because, you know, I always gonna be different. I shouldn't be talking about it because others different guys don't talk about it. But the reason why I talk about it, because, you know, Todd is different because of his mental problem, disability, whatever. And people say he has Asperger's, whatever. But me, it's more than that. Maybe I have a little bit of it, but it's not the reason or why, you know, I say I'm different. There are other things, you know. There is much deeper than that when it comes to me. With Todd, it's just a clear. With me, no, it's not just that. That may be a little bit, but there are other things like my personality, the way I was raised, and the way I think about things and things like that. So there is deeper than that when it comes to me, okay? So that's why I was bringing it up to people years ago, because I clearly see that with me it's not just that, it's mostly other issues too, you know? But it doesn't even fucking matter. So anyway, fuck these people. And then I came there today, like I said, they told me that, they say they cannot help me, and they showed me that, you know what, look at the oil is good. Meantime, I'm looking at the trunk of my car, and I see that it's clearly, the trunk of my car is oiled up. Like it looks like this oil was probably splashing on there, you know, so that makes me think that, you know, whatever they said about it, it's kind of true, you know? Like, there's probably an oil leak, and they probably replace it and say that there's nothing happened. So big fuck you for Midas for that, lying to me like I'm fucking stupid. You know? That was fucking guy, you know, I never seen this fucking guy before, you know, at that location. Before that little black guy came, everything was fine, they were doing a good job. But then, on Friday I saw that black guy, and I saw him today when I was leaving, he was coming. And I feel like, you know, that guy has something to do with it, you know. I just have that feeling, but I cannot prove it for sure, you know. I cannot prove it, but, you know. That guy kind of looked suspicious to me when I first looked at him. But anyway, I'm not going to that location ever again, even though I want to go there because I have one more oil change, and then the next one's going to be free for me. So I don't want to deny the free oil change, but I don't know, like these people, they just seem shady to me, really, you know. And then also they showed me, look, you don't have no fucking coolant liquid in your car. And I'm like, okay, but, you know, when that shit happened, my car was showing that the oil pressure is low. I even remember it. But I didn't take a picture of it because I didn't think of it, you know. I was thinking, everything could be fine, you know. Fucking pieces of shit. Anyway, guys, next order of business, okay? You know, I thought of this video, I wanted to talk about IQ. And, you know, the rifle shooter been leaving me a comment how to solve simple equation. You know, but the real equation was there were some of the teenagers who was watching my video earlier. And before I didn't have no teenagers watching my videos. Mostly, I used to be making drinking videos, and most of the people who used to watch my videos back in the day, they were mostly, I don't care, is a red, yeah, fuck it. That light is green, so I should be okay. So mostly the people who watch my videos, they were like males. Like 85% of people, I remember back in the day, used to be males between the ages of 20 and 40 years old, okay? 20s and 30s. People between 20 and 45 years old, males, were the majority who were watching my videos. Because I used to make drinking videos, and this is the majority of people who watch me. And I remember seeing that the veterans, like the older people who like 65 and up, or the teenagers, were early or watching my videos, Most it was just like people my age, maybe a little older, Todd's age, who used to watch my videos. But now I noticed there was like 14, 17-year-old watching my videos, leaving the comments. So they were trying to make you solve one of the equations. And the equation was 4x squared plus 7x plus 3 equals 0. And it's been probably almost 20 years since I had to solve things like that, okay? Because yes, I studied it in high school back in Russia, but now, because I've not been using that type of stuff, I've not been solving equations. Well, I'm gonna put it this way actually. I did it middle school in Russia. Now I take to America, I took calculus 2. I barely passed it from the second time, but I did it, and it was tough. And in America, there is a different system of education, like we probably study the same stuff, but the way we do it in Russia and America is probably not the same thing. But anyway, making long story short, okay? When I was like trying to figure out how to solve that equation, which I forgot the way to do it, I just did it by simply substituting things. I used the simple logic, and I came up with an answer -1. First of all, simple logic to solve it, right? Like, it couldn't be a positive number, because if you think of it, if the number is positive, if you're gonna add 3 positive numbers, it's not gonna be 0, right? But it could be negative number very easily, and we know that the negative number, right? Negative number square is gonna be a positive number, but the negative number without square is gonna give you minus. So I substituted -1. 4 times -1 square is 4 times 1, which is 4, right? Plus 7 times -1. 4 minus 7, right? That's -3. -3 plus 3 is 0. So that's how I came up with it. And people say wrong, you don't remember the way of doing it. But see, here's the thing about it. It's been so many years, so I forgot. And that's why I started remembering. I'm remembering like, I remember we used to do this equation where you're gonna say that y squared equals x, and then substitute for x. So this is where all this shit came from. And then I started solving it, and I came up with an answer -2.5. The same thing which Rifle Shooter channel came up with. And I knew what he came up with, and he's right. But the thing was, that's not the right solution. But see, because it's been so many years and I didn't use my knowledge of math like that since freaking middle school, or since I was in my early 20s, and now I'm in almost my mid-30s. I'm about to be 34 in December 11th, so in 3 weeks I'm gonna be 34 years old, and I've been driving and working in warehouses and nursing homes, I've not been practicing math like that. So there are a lot of things which I studied, like sinuses, cosinuses, logarithms, linear logarithm, and other things, which I studied in school and I never used for so many years. Obviously, I forgot it, I know you're gonna say I'm making an excuse, but honestly, you either you use it or lose it. So maybe if I were like a teenager and I just studied that type of shit for my test, I probably would have a good idea and I probably would solve it just like that. But because it's been so many years and I forgot, and I need to really take a look at it of how to solve shit like that, because I've not been doing it for so many years, so there's a lot of stuff I forgot, That's how we as humans are, If you learn the skill but you don't practice it, you forget about it, But once I'm gonna see the textbook and I'm gonna look at it, I'm probably gonna remember it. And this is how it is, Case in point, my mom, it goes for everybody. My mom, she studied English when she was in her 20s. She came to America when she was 65. And now she's studying English back again. She studied English, but she used to live in Russia. Most of the people, they don't speak English, So, and there are even English teachers in Russia, obviously, speak English with Russian accent. So it's not the same thing, And obviously, if you've been in Russia for 40 years and you barely used English, all the English you learned in the university or high school, whatever, you're probably gonna forget, The same thing with me and math, But if you don't know something, that doesn't show that you have a low IQ. And this is the point I'm gonna make, seriously, like. As I said before, I took my IQ test, like real IQ test, okay, real IQ test. When I was 12 years old, and my IQ was measured at 87, which is kind of low side of normal. Because normal IQ is ranging from 85 to 115. And mine was 87. Now, IQ does not, and I repeat it to you people, very important, IQ does not measure your knowledge, okay? So whatever you learn in history or math or whatever, that has nothing to do with IQ. Nothing to do with IQ. IQ measures your inborn abilities like logic, things like that. So the tasks on IQ are gonna be something like this. Like, for example, there's like 6 figures, right? Like, there is like a square, and inside of the square is a triangle, and there's a black dot on the side, and then the next one is white dot on the side, the same thing, and then there is one gonna be missing. And there's gonna be 6, let's say 6 different options. So you have to pick the one which you think would fit the best. So it's like logically cohesive, you know? So it's like, okay, there is some kind of sequence, right? And you need to think about like which figure would be the best one to complete the sequence, right? And then there is a grader who has all the answers. And you don't know about it. So you just pick the numbers, and then they calculate, and that's how they come up with the number for your IQ. But the tasks are like this, you know, it just measures your logic. Like, okay, there's this figure, and you have to find out which piece is missing, and there are 6 options. Or it could be a question like this. There is a sequence, like for example, it's not gonna be like this obviously, but I'm just gonna give you an abstract example again, okay? Like let's say there are numbers, something like 1, 4, 7, then 1 is missing, and then 13, 16, 19. So in the answer key is gonna be the number which is missing. And there is gonna be like, you know, multiple choice, and you have to pick the one. This kind of stuff, it's actually what's gonna be on IQ test. And your knowledge of history, your knowledge of math, things like that, has nothing to do with your IQ, okay? Has nothing to do. Because IQ, these are your inborn ability. This is something which, you know, you can figure out without, like, you know, knowing stuff which you learn at school. And that's why I remember that woman who did IQ tests for me, that was one of my mom's friends. I remember her saying that there are some professors who can have a low IQ. See, I mean, of course, IQ has something to do with knowledge. So let's say if you have a high IQ, it would be easier for you to learn some type of disciplines, you know. And if you have low IQ, it's going to be harder for you to learn some type of discipline. When it comes to me, I always struggle with geometry, like things which require space and things like that. I always been struggling with. My mom used to tell me stupid because like geometry was actually the only subject in school back in Russia which I just couldn't get, okay? Everything else I was fine. History I was good. I remembered better than everybody else. I could remember all the emperors, let's say, all Russian emperors with all the names and dates and all of that. But when it comes to geometry, when it comes to figures and space and all these theorems and stuff, I just couldn't get it. I just couldn't understand it. You know, I was always like that. I was kind of physically awkward. You know, it was hard for me to do things which requires coordination. Even though I used to work at it back in Russia, I used to do kickboxing and Greek-Roman fights and other things because I was trying, you know, to be better at it. But for me, things like that was actually coming harder. And that's probably part of the reason my IQ was measured to 87. Because the portion which requires, you know, like the abstract type of thinking, I was horrible at it, you know, concrete things like remembering things, languages, math, all of that, I was good. And I know you're gonna say I'm terrible at math, but then again, like I said, I was actually getting B's at math, but because I was not really applying it once I was done, let's say with calculus when I was in my early 20s, which was like 12 and a half years ago, almost 13 years ago, you know, since I was done with that and I didn't use none of that, I obviously forgot, you know. So you can use it against me if you want, but like I said, you use it or lose it, you know. So Unless you're fucking math teacher or something like that, if you're not using it, that stuff, you're gonna forget. And certainly 14, 15-year-old people who just studied that shit for class in school, of course they're gonna know it better than you do because they just studied it and they took a test on that type of stuff. Sure, they're gonna know it. But if let's say this 14, 15-year-old, 20 years from now, when he's like about my age, let's say that 14, 15 years old, gonna have a job which has nothing to do with math. And then somebody's gonna say, oh, how to solve this equation. Chances are, he may be like me. He may just use the logic and to find out, but he may forget the other way of doing it, you know? Because he didn't have practice. But if you're 35-year-old, you may forget it. But then if somebody's gonna show you a textbook and you look at it, you're like, aha, that's how it's done. Because I'm sure if somebody, like some teenager is gonna show me how to solve this equation, I look at it, maybe I can, okay, I got it now. But I don't remember it right now. Like, I studied sinuses, cosinuses, all of that. I don't remember that stuff either right now, you know? I'm gonna be honest. Like, I remember that I studied it, and I remember there is some kind of formulas about it. Cosinus of -1, 1, and there's all these figures and shit. But because it was almost 20 years ago, and I never practiced it, I don't remember. I remember I studied it, I remember what it is, I remember how it looks like, but I may not remember how to solve it because I didn't use it for so many years and I forgot, you know? So don't use it against me, you know? I never used it in my life, so I don't remember shit like that, okay? So, but if you're gonna show me the textbook, if you're gonna show me and I'm gonna try to figure out, I probably will. You know? Because, you know, in our lives, a lot of times, whatever we study in school, most of it, we're not gonna use in real life, you know? Because if, let's say, you're freaking driving or you work in a warehouse, I mean, sure, simple math you probably never forget, like 2 + 2 is 4, 3 × 2 is 6, and all of that type of shit. 6 × 11, 66, like that type of shit you're probably gonna know for good, because you use it all the time, and that's like common sense thingy, right? But something like freaking tangents, cotangents, linear logarithms, all of that, you may forget it, you know? You may forget it because you never use it in real life, so that's just how it is. You can't remember everything you learn unless you use it all the time on a regular basis, you know? So when it comes to that equation, the way to do it, I did it like basically by logic, and it took me some time, but I forgot the other way, and I was trying to remember it because I had like kind of memories of the things I used to do it back in Russia when I was in school, but I cannot get it together, you know? Cannot get it together at this point without a textbook. So, because I never done it for so many years. Sorry about that. And I know 14, 15-year-old can beat me on that, but like I said, they studied it for the test, they just learn it, of course they're gonna know. You didn't practice it for 20 years because you didn't have to, you may forget. So, but I know I've been talking about the same thing over and over, which is kind of annoying and redundant, but, you know, I just want to make a point loud and clear, you know, so people don't think that I'm actually a fucking idiot and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just want to make things loud and clear, you know. And I know a lot of people think that of me, they don't give a shit, they kind of brush me off all the time, which was what I think about you guys. You can eat a dick and die, like I told you many times before. I know and I'm right and I don't care, but hey. People can think whatever they want to think. It's their business, not my business. So, yeah, and now I'm walking to the one of the locations to get my car, my other car. But I have to walk up there. And by the way, people, I don't know, you're gonna see, but I have some major changes in my life. My life been good in a way because I've been making good money, like really good money. But all the shit with the cars, you know, this shit is fucked up, you know. I just got a car, I made a down payment, and I still have to pay for it, and now my battery is already dead because these fuckers and miders fucked it up, you know. This fucking black middle-aged dude whom I never seen there before, you know. And before, everything was fine, but that day, my oil leaking, and now they're saying they didn't leak. And they showed me on the stick that oil was good. I mean, yeah, maybe they replaced it because I understood that, you know, but I clearly saw that oil was on the trunk. Like, what the fuck? Why does this trunk look so freaking greasy, you know? Like, what is that? Like, why trunk looks so fucking greasy? Is that the car was made like you buy the car and your trunk look like grease? Really? Fuck you! And all the shady things been going with me, you know? Like when I was doing Postmates and I made a stupid decision, like, you know. But I was thinking too, you know what? I know I gave them my personal information, they were proving that something wrong with me, like I have Asperger's or whatever. But like, fuck you, you know? Like, first of all, it's not a normal job. But a normal job and the normal condition, people wouldn't do that shit on you. Like some fucking hood rats would do it, or fucking subhumans would do it. But at the job, nah. So just the fact that people did that shit to me, it means that, you know. And also when I was doing Postmates, there was other crazy shit going on. Like, for example, I turned my app on, and I was going to IHOP to pick up some order. So I came there, and they told me there was a one white man and a black man, and they took the order I've been talking about. So what does that mean? It means that there are some people who control my app. Like, they know where I'm going, and they're getting there a couple minutes before me, and they're taking my orders. And this time, like, that happened to me like 3 times. And I ignored it because I was thinking, no, what, fuck it. You know, I'm just gonna go there with empty order, slide it, get the free money. I don't give a shit, you know, it's all good. But at that time, I'm like, you know what? I don't like it. There are some fuckers who literally controlling my account. You know, I want to put an end to it because that shit is fucked up. You know, this is not normal. Like, nobody should have an access to my account. Nobody should know where I'm going and which deliveries I'm making. You know, that shit is fucked up. They shouldn't be like that. It should be I accept delivery, I go there, that's it. Nobody else should know that type of shit. So the fact that some people know it, it means that some people are controlling me and they're trying to see something or whatever, you know? And that's why I made this call, and the delivery was cancelled, and they've been telling me that I'm committing a fraud or whatever. Well, these people are committing a fraud too, because how the fuck these people know where I'm going? That's not normal either. They're also, you know, doing some fishy stuff. Because like, you're doing Postmates, you should be the only one who should pick up the order, and you're the only one who should know, you know, where the order is going to or whatever. Nobody else should have that information. But when I get in there and the order is on my phone and they're telling me that somebody took it, what the fuck, you know? What the fuck? So, fuck Postmates. I'm still gonna be doing it because of money. I don't give a shit, you know, because all I care about is money. But, and fuck all these hood rats who fuck with my cars and my batteries. They need to go back on plantation for our country, the United States of America. So, I believe that white and Jews are intellectually superior than blacks. And I know people's gonna say it's a racist statement, but I don't care. It's just the truth. I've been to Africa. And African people said it themselves. Like, I was talking to one of my African guys. Used to be my friends, we had a good time, there's a cool guy. But now he's been making the phone calls, telling there's something wrong with me. I don't talk to him again, and I'm not going to. Because if you're gonna, you know, say, oh, something wrong with you, you need help, that's it. I'm cutting you off. I don't agree with the way you think. You're intellectually inferior to me. I'm a Jew. You fucking hood rat, that's it. If you don't think like me, you piece of shit, and I'm not talking to you. Because I don't talk to shit. I clean the shit. Okay? And I know I have kind of black type of IQ, because black people have 87 IQ. But then again, think about it. If let's say you have autism related challenges and you're not good with the math and stuff, Sure, because of that, your IQ is gonna be low. But if you're a black guy, if like say I was black, right? My IQ probably would be like 50, not 87, you know? Because if you're a black guy with the challenges, your IQ is gonna be super low because black people are already like stupid naturally. Most of them are. And how I know it, because they don't produce anything. I've been to Africa and the Africans live poor, and the guy even said, you know what, before we used to complain about the white man. We wanted to be free, we want to do things how we want to do. Now white man is not there. They're all gone. But the thing is, we still living poor. You know? So what does that tell you, okay? And look at America, right? America was founded by white people, mostly white, British, German people. And in America we have high tech, technology, all of this, it's developed. What prevents black people from being developed? White people in Africa have poor houses, sleeping on the ground, charging their phones from the tree, and taking showers outside. Why? Why in America we don't have it? Which is cool, you know, it's kind of exotic and I enjoyed it. I think that I would live in Africa if I have a good money. I think it would be a great life, you know. I like the temperature, I like the people, don't get me wrong. When I say that people are stupid, it doesn't mean that, you know, I'm racist or I don't want to live there. I don't care. Like, I live among stupid people. I'm like Jesus Christ, you know. Jesus Christ was hanging out with bums and prostitutes. Doesn't mean that he was a fucking bum and a prostitute, no. So the same thing with me. I have nothing against black people. I don't care. I can go out with anybody. But then this fucking hood rats telling me shit like that so much better than me. I'm gonna remember that, you know what? Look at you. Go back in your fucking tree, you know? If they wouldn't be acting this way, I'd probably like, okay, I can go out with you, we drink, we hang out, I act how I wanna act, you act how you wanna act, life is good, you know? But once you're gonna start the shit with me, once you're gonna start telling me there's something wrong with me, you need to change your ways, that's it. You fucking enemy. From that point on, you fucking hood rat, you need to go back to the fucking tree. Just because you said the shit like that, you know? If you wouldn't say it, it would be just like, you know, I would think of you that you fucking have a low IQ, but I'm still gonna hang out with you because you know we cool. You know we cool. And the fact that you have IQ, low IQ, I don't care about shit like that. I don't really care, okay? But once you're gonna cross me, you're gonna start it, I need to change my ways, and I shouldn't live like this, that's it. You fucking enemy to me. Just because of that. I'm just gonna make it clear. So you don't think that I'm just, you know, hating people for no reason. You know? That I'm just a bigot. No, I'm not. I don't care. I have problem with nobody. Whether people are smart or stupid, I really don't care. And I cannot stress this again. I do not care. But once you're gonna fucking cross me, once you're gonna tell me that what you're doing is wrong and you should change your ways, that's it. You fucking enemy. You're in a fucking blacklist. That's it. That's it. You're in a blacklist from that on, just because of that thing. And you better do some serious apologizing, you know, because of that. Before you can be friends again. Because shit like that, yeah, you're definitely on my blacklist. That's it. Okay, moving right along while I'm walking to the location. And like I said, if my kids are black, I don't care. I have no problem with it. As a matter of fact, I want it because I don't want to be Jewish. And you know, like people say Barack Obama is black and Barack Obama has a high IQ. My answer to this is this, okay? Barack Obama is half white. His mom was white and his dad was black. So maybe he got a high IQ because of his mom's ancestry, you know? And he has a good cotton picking ability from his dad. And that's why I said that Jewish people should marry blacks, because they kind of substitute each other. Jewish people are intellectually superior, and black people, they're fast and they're good at the job that requires like fast things. That's why they're good at picking the cotton, you know, because they just have a natural ability for it, you know. That's why they've been exposed like this, because they're fucking stupid, but they're fast. And I work with black people, I believe that to be true. Because I noticed that black people like I work with, they're all kind of fast, they're good at the task, which completes fast, but the quality of their job is not good. Case in point, when I used to work at the nursing home, I used to work with a bunch of black people, okay? They were fast workers, they were always done before me. But when I was looking at the way they're doing things, the way they clean all of that, No, it was very poor quality of work. Me, on the other hand, I was never that fast. And I couldn't work as fast as they can, right? I just couldn't, because I don't have that ability. They do, but I don't, okay? They have high tempers, they're kind of fast, you know? And I don't have this ability. I'm slow, but when I was doing my job, I was cleaning everything. I hated to see all these fucking tables not being cleaned properly, okay? And people used to fuss at me because everybody was done at 7 o'clock and I was done 7:15, 7:30. And I just keep explaining to people, you know what, the reason I'm done so late because I'm taking my time to do my job properly. On all the tables when I was serving food on the units were super clean, counters were clean, and other people, blacks and some white Western Europeans who grew up in America with that mentality that, you know, life was all about coming on time, leaving on time, and quality doesn't mean shit. You know, that's also, I think it's kind of also American thing in a way as well, you know. Because in America, this is how people are taught. This is how people grew up to think and things like that. Well, me, I grew up differently and I think differently, okay? I grew up in a different country and in my personal opinion, and I want to live how I want to live, I don't agree with that type of, you know, I just don't agree with it. I just don't think it's right. That's why I just not gonna go with it and I don't give a shit, you know. You can hate me, you can say that, you know what, I'm anti-American, I'm so fucking horrible, whatever. You can say that. You can say you should get out of here. But I'm gonna say this. I have nothing against nobody, but you're attacking me, you're attacking my ways, you know, and I know I used to attack Americans before too, and I want to apologize for that. And that was wrong of me, you know, because I came from Russia and I was like thinking, you know what, my way is right, your way is wrong, so fuck you, to dick and die. Which is probably not the best way, you know, because like sometimes you have to be tolerant, you have to be just, okay, I live in America, I have to adjust and adapt. But there are certain things which, you know, I grew up with my background, I clearly see, and I can point out that you know what, guys, I understand your ways, but I don't agree with it, and I think that my way is better anyway. So, you know, there is that, okay? There is that. And why should I change something which is actually good? Why should I be like everybody else? Just because I want to fit in? I don't want to fit in. I want to do what I want. And I believe in my right of liberty in pursuit of happiness. Even though my ways maybe not in American ways because I'm not American and because I'm a free thinker and things like that, okay? I understand I said a lot of wrong things about America before and I apologize for it. It's also because of my upbringing, because in Russia, you know, in Russia, we used to be less civilized, okay? Now Russia is getting more civilized, but when I was growing up there as a teenager, it was not civilized like that, like America. You know, so it was kind of my fault, you know. The way I was brought up, the things I've seen around me, the way I was thinking, it's like, you know, kind of influenced me the wrong way. And also the things my dad used to tell me about Americans, it kind of made me hostile towards them, you know. But my dad is a Jew, he has an agenda, he used to say all kinds of shit, you know. He made me and my first girlfriend, who was white, blue-eyed. She was actually ethnically, she was Russian and German. And she was a daughter of one of the auditors. You know, and I see this guy's name when I was filling up the get checked by this guy. And I'm like thinking, holy shit. His daughter used to be my first girlfriend when I was 22 and she was 23. Isn't that crazy? And I'm seeing this guy, this gas station is checked by this guy, you know, and I'm like, shit, this name, I think I used to date his daughter years ago. It was my first girlfriend, you know? So, yeah. And my dad's been telling me shit, and I was getting mad at her, and that's why we broke up after 4 months, because I was acting mean and nasty, because I was thinking that she doesn't love me or whatever. And she told me that I'm like mean and rude and all of that. When I was not trying to be mean and rude, really. I was thinking that she's the one who just doesn't want to hang out with me, and obviously there was a lot of cultural issues there, and I didn't know how to communicate with her and all of that, you know, which is partially not even my fault. Some people say, oh, Emil is because of disability. No, it's not even true, okay? Because Todd doesn't have the issues I have, clearly. So that's bullshit. right there, it's a lie. But it doesn't matter where I grew up, where I'm coming from, I have to adapt and adjust. And see what I was trying to do for all these years, I was trying escape that. Because I don't like change, I want to do things my way, and I don't care if it's inconveniencing other people. I just think that I'm right and I don't give a fuck. You should adjust to me, and if you don't, you piece of shit. But unfortunately in life it just doesn't work that way. And people used to tell me it's not, but I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And that's another reason why I'm so much against multiculturalism, because multiculturalism makes people uncomfortable. It's not good. Like, yes, you can learn more by dealing with all different types of people, but then again, you are who you are. Just because I'm dealing with a bunch of black people and I see how they work and how they do things doesn't mean that I'm going to be doing things the same way. Because I have different genetics, I have different upbringing, I have different mentality. So I'm never going to be like them, okay? I will never be like them. They may be better than me in some things, and I'm going to be better than them in other things. But I'm not going to be doing things and thinking like they do. Just simply because, it is what it is. So that's why I'm against multiculturalism. Because it's just not gonna work, like people, even when they understand each other and like, okay, I see where you're coming from, I see why you do what you do. When you're gonna understand, you're gonna say, okay, I understand, but I don't agree, right? That's all it's gonna be. But you're not gonna be like these people. That's the thing. That's why I believe in life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I believe in tolerance, but at the same time, I think that a lot of times people from different backgrounds, they should not be together. I mean, if you have different backgrounds, if you make things work out, good. It probably has something to do with genetics too, because how people get together on their commonalities. Like, for example, me and Alima, for example, we have some things in common. That's why we've been together, because we get along. We have things in common, even though. And she told me that her dad has something to do with Jews, and her mom, she has similar Semitic features. Even my mom told me that she looks like my sister, only black. So here we go. See, there is some commonality which makes people group together. So if you're white and she's black, and you together, and you getting along well, the chances are you probably had a common ancestors back in the day, in spite of your color of the skin. So people are getting together based on their commonalities, not differences, and people should understand that. Now, white people can date black people and vice versa. It's all good, and now it's all open, but people just should be mindful of the fact that, if your relationship is not working out, it's probably not a good idea, because it's like this. Dogs have penises and vaginas, and cats do. What's gonna be if the cat's gonna fuck a dog? The same thing. And what these fucking Zionists and globalists are doing, they're saying all the goyim are pieces of shit, we need to mix them together, because, who cares if cat's gonna fuck a dog? I'm a human, I have nothing to do with that. Let's just bundle them all up together. And that's why we have all this fucking civil unrest and all of that. That's why I'm against all this fucking multiculturalism, That's why I'm all about, like, social isolation. I think we should have our freedoms of speech, and we need to be civil, and we need to talk and let people talk. We shouldn't shut people down. But at the same time, I believe in, like, if you're not compatible, you should just be leaving people alone and just walking away. And sometimes being alone is better than to be with the wrong people. Even Left Time from TLC, in the song I Believe in Me, said, the only troubles you get when you came where you don't belong. Very true, that's what it is, You deal with people who don't understand you just because you want to have friends. This is how you get yourself in trouble. That's why I don't want to deal with people. I'm cool and content by myself. As long as I have a job and I have money And now, even though I don't like the way people treat me, I make good money and I don't give a shit. You know, I'm really making good money, so I don't care. Even though people treat me like I'm fucking stupid, but I make good money. And I make honest money, I deliver medicine to the different nursing homes. So, but, you know, I like the money, I like the job, I want to stay there because I like the convenience and comfort. But I don't like sometimes, like, you know, like there are certain approaches to things, the way they want me to do things, I'm not necessarily liking it. Like, for example, I don't like that, especially if their last name is easy, they're already cutting to the chase and they're like, I'm gonna spell it for you. And I'm thinking like, okay, let me try to figure out how to do it by myself without any help. And then people fucking forcing their help on me when I didn't ask for it. It kind of defeats the purpose, you know. I just think it's fucking stupid. And then people, and when I yell at people, think that I'm getting offended. I mean, it's not just getting offended. It's just like, you know, the way I was brought up, the way I think about things. I'm just like expressing myself like that. Remember, I grew up in Russia, and this is how we interact. Okay, so I know in America people don't interact that way, but you know, people saying, oh, he's Russian autistic, whatever. Don't you know that part of like people with autistic tendencies, people don't like change and they're very conservative. So here we go. But then again, I have no fucking intellectual disability and I don't care. And I also have my narcissistic tendencies as well, which means that I have a big ego and I have my ways and I believe that everybody should be like me, not other way around. So, which means that this is what people thought of me anyway. They thought of me that I'm a dork, but they didn't want to fuck with me because they were thinking it's gonna lead into trouble. And you know what? Actually, I want to tell you people, you're actually right. Because right now you're trying to treat me some type of way, and I'm avoiding you. I'm avoiding you for a reason because I, you know, I already know how things are. Because I'm grown, mature person, and I know that I need to go and stuff like that because but now I'm learning to walk away. Because I'm thinking, you know what, it's at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Why do we need to fight? It costs me, it may cost you, I may get beaten up, and some people think that I will. But you know, like when you like ask way and you don't care and people treat you like you're retarded, they say you're gonna whip you. I can remember one of the big hood rat from Jamaica, that fucking bitch, you know. She used to say she's gonna whip me. And I was thinking how nice would it be to stab that bitch, you know? I was really thinking that. Because I was thinking that she's actually worse than me, and the fact that she's a supervisor, it's a fucking mistake. Because I really believe that, you know, supervisor is only for white men. I believe that black people, unless they have some superior genetics, should not be supervisors. They should not be in leadership positions. That's my personal belief. Because they just not fit genetically for it. So when you put the hood rat as a supervisor, it's gonna be a disaster. You know? So that bitch, you know, used to piss me off. She said she's gonna whip me. And because she used to say that, I was thinking, if I was big and strong, I whip that bitch. I'm gonna show you, you know? I was thinking that, but then I was like, you know what? We don't need no fucking work-related violence. You know, and some people saw me, and they were seeing me how I was rubbing my hands, and they were thinking this guy is about to get angry and start fighting. And these people were right, you know, and that's why people were quitting. I'm like, yeah, please quit, I'm gonna get more money, because you motherfuckers, you oppress me, you give me all the problems, I was born a certain way, so now you're gonna suffer. You fucking getting pleasure when I'm getting hurt, now I'm gonna hurt you. You need to make equilibrium, everything should be in equilibrium. And besides, I'm better than you, so you need to do what I want. If you don't, you piece of shit, and you deserve to die. That's it. I don't give a fuck, you know? That's how I feel. And if I have a problem, I need to compensate for it. To give me my compensation, I'm gonna take it my way is right. If you don't think like me, you piece of shit. That's it, point blank and period. That's it, you know, I don't give a fuck. Don't take my freedoms away from me. It's a free country, you don't agree with my ways, that's cool. Let's just not talk. But I have the right to do things how I want to do it. If you don't agree with it, then fuck you, that's it, you know? Feel the same way as I always felt. I do my job, I take care of business, don't get into my face, okay? I don't like when people are fucking getting into my face and trying to tell me shit and try to change my ways. I don't roll like this, okay? You shut me down, you try to change my ways, you're on my fucking blacklist. And if I have power, I destroy you. You know, that's it. I don't give a fuck. You cross me, that's it. Shit's gonna go down. I don't give a fuck. The only reason why I don't want to fuck with you is because I don't like consequences, and like I said, I'm not really for violence. You know, I'm against violence. And I like the fact that Americans are civilized because they know what happens in life, you know. That's why now I like white Western Europeans. I don't think I should mix with them, but I like them and I respect them. Because they're smart and they understand that they know what's up, okay? They know that my way and their ways, they're not the same. But they're the ones who want to leave me alone. That's why white Western Europeans, all these Christians, I'm not like you guys, but I respect you and I like you. You know? Because white people now, they learn from their lessons. They know what violence and atrocities are, and they trying to avoid all of these fucking bad situations, you know? Because they know what's up. They don't want it. They don't want conflicts. They don't want violence. They don't want fights at work. You know, I understand that civil unrest and people not being happy because of whatever differences is gonna make things worse. And they're right. You don't want people just wanna, you know, leave here, this guy is creepy. He doesn't do things like us, but we're just gonna leave him alone because he wants to make his money, he can do what he can. And that's it, you know, and they're right, you know, they're 100% correct. They're good people, okay? They're good people. They understand things. I understand that I don't do things like everybody else and things like that, but it doesn't matter. But then there are other people, I know that they're trying to make things worse. And you know, people who used to say that I'm dangerous, they're actually the Jews. I remember even Alan used to tell me, Emil, you're a dangerous parasite. And you know what? There is a reason why I don't like the Jewish. And genetically, I'm 70.7% Ashkenazi Jew myself. But I don't like them because I'm against political Zionism, I'm against globalism. I see what it is with my own very eyes. I see how one thing we have in common is that's why I'm pro-white, but like Europeans say, you know, if you have the same enemy, doesn't mean that we are the same. So, and I'm all for people respecting each other and being civil. I think it's a great thing, but it's still gonna have our differences and we're still not gonna get along, okay? And I'm still against multiculturalism in that regard. And I remember Jacob, he used to tell me, oh Emil, you shouldn't be dating a black woman, you shouldn't be dating Russian woman, you should go with white Western European American woman. And I get it. White Western European people in America, they are privileged, they are the ones who own this land, and it's better to be with them. I get it, because you know this is how you're gonna get yourself into the privilege. But here's the kick to it though. It's not about being privileged, it's not being not privileged, it's about being who you are as an individual. So, if let's say you're not privileged, and there are privileged people, but these privileged people, they have different upbringing, different mentality, and they don't think like you, right? It's gonna be hard for you to be with them, unless you're gonna change your ways. See? It's all good, they're good people, but think, you know, they may read you wrong and things like that. So, and it's gonna make it more difficult, and that's why, like, you know, I'm also against multiculturalism, because it's like, you know, like, it's like mixing cat and a dog, you know, what's gonna happen, right? Now, dogs can understand cats, and we see cats, and dogs, instead of like fighting cats, they can just walk away. But they're still dogs, and cats are still the same cats, you know? And as a people, the same thing. You can like each other, you can respect each other, you can understand each other. But the fact that we are not the same, that's it. That's a wrap. You know? You cannot make incompatible people compatible. You know? Things out and all of that, but, you know, still, if you're incompatible, you're incompatible. You know? So people should go for what's right for them, not whatever is trending. And I get that in America it's trending to be white Western European guy with blonde hair, blue eyes and tall. I get it. It's culturally acceptable, it's what the majority is. But if you're not born that way, if you're not that white, tall Western European guy with blonde hair and blue eyes, certainly among American girls you're not going to be that popular. But it's okay. It's not about being popular or not popular. It's about living your life how you want and do whatever is the best for you. Whether it's popular thing or not popular thing. It doesn't matter what's popular and what's trending, okay? It matters what works best for you. You know, whatever makes you feel good and happy. And if whatever makes you feel good and happy is not what it's trending, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And that Jacob guy, he's a fucking idiot. He used to tell me that, oh, you have Asperger's, you were born retarded, you have no sense of danger, which is complete lie about sense of danger at all. Because I never hurt anybody, I never killed anybody. I never hurt anybody in the job, see? Jacob is a fucking Zionist and he's spreading this lies because he has his Jewish agenda on his mind. He's my enemy. He's my spiritual enemy. And I remember when he was talking about one of the girls he used to fuck, the German girl. He was saying, I was beating her and fucking her. She's a German fascist. See? German fascist. You see how these fucking kikes talk to other people, talk to Gentiles, what they think of them? We definitely need to take these fucking kikes out of America. Jews been kicked out of 109 countries. 110 is a good round number, just like Brother Nathaniel said, who was a Jew just like me, who became Orthodox Christian, and he said that he made the right decision. And I'm thinking about becoming Christian as well, even though I don't believe that Jesus is a God, but like I said, I'm against Jewish vampirism, and I'm anti-Zionist, anti-globalist, and you know, I just want people to be happy, and I feel like all these fucking kikes out there and the government who infiltrated governments and people, all these globalists out there, they're destroying, you know, our world, you know. They're destroying our world with all this multiculturalism, with all this freaking alcohol and drugs and all of that. So shit like that has to stop, you know. That's all I'm saying. That's why me right now, I barely drink any alcohol. Even though I had my fun drinking alcohol, don't get me wrong. You know, sometimes it's fun, you know, just to get drunk and high and don't give a shit and enjoy your life. I get, like, I'm not saying that nobody should drink alcohol, period. Sometimes it's okay, but. Like I said, I think it should be this way. You can drink, it all should be legal, but alcohol should be legal, drugs should be legal, prostitution should be legal, but if things like alcohol, drugs and prostitution are making people lose their jobs because they don't produce, people like that should be fucking injected with lethal injections. That's how I think things should be, honestly. That way people will have their freedoms to do the wrong thing, but at the same time they're gonna face consequences, so the ball's gonna be in their court, and they're gonna be like, okay, I know that I can do whatever I want, but I know there's going to be harsh consequences if I'm unemployed. Because parasitic behavior is not going to be tested before they're going to indulge themselves into drugs and alcohol, especially hard drugs. They may do it here and there, but they're going to be like, you know what, I don't want to lose my job because I don't want to lose my life, you know? And that's how people just going to stop the bullshit, you know? That's just how I think, you know? You may not agree with me, but I believe that, you know? So that's what I'm thinking. shouldn't prohibit nothing, but there should be consequences. That way people's gonna have their freedoms and they're gonna live how they want. If they're not living the right way, they're gonna be there. That's it, you know? Plain and simple. Get rid of all the parasites and give people their freedoms. And if you misuse your freedom, you will die. That's it. It will be much better world, you know? Instead of like freaking forcing people, you have to have insurance, you have to live this way, and then people gonna rebel, and people gonna be unhappy, it's gonna be civil unrest, and people's gonna kill each other anyway. So might as well cut to the chase and kill the parasite and teach people, you know, how to live in peace. There's gonna be actually probably less deaths, you know, as people, we're gonna teach people, and that's it. Kill other people, show them, that's it. People just gonna like, okay, I'm gonna go to my corner, I'm gonna do the job. I know I can do the drugs all day, every day, but it's probably not a good idea. Therefore, let me just not indulge in it. I'm just gonna do alcohol and drugs here and there, but I'm not gonna indulge because I know that I'm gonna get injected. So then it's gonna be more better, you know. And then if people don't wanna have like fucking insurance, they would just say, you know what, I don't want it. If my car's gonna break down, I don't care. I'm just gonna pay for it my way, you know. That would be way better, you know. Because that way people gonna live how they wanna live. Instead of like governments and other people telling people how to live their everyday lives, you know. If you wanna hit your head against the wall, hit your fucking head against the wall, you know. People shouldn't be forcing people nothing. That's anti-freedom right there. So, but that's what I think. Look at all of this bullshit. Now we have all the people bundled up together. And now people are put to the situation where they have to defend their lives, like Kyle Rittenhouse. And then this guy has to deal with the court and all these white officers losing their jobs because they kill blacks who fucking, you know, trying to stab them with a knife and run away from the police. But then you kill the black person, even though the black person had a mental problem, trying to stab you, and you have a right to kill somebody in self-defense. You're gonna be the one getting into a lot of legal trouble for it. See how fucked up the world we're living in. I feel bad for this fucking, you know, white cops, you know? Because like sometimes, yeah, there are some jerks. I know that Derek Chauvin, he was a piece of shit. But then there are some hoodreds who provocate the white cops to kill them. And the white cops are facing a situation where they're dealing with some black guys with knives, and they're dealing with a situation where if they're not gonna shoot these hoodreds, you know, they're gonna get killed themselves. So they're in that situation, so they're choosing to shoot these guys, and then they're losing their jobs, losing their license, getting themselves into a legal problem. Like, what the fuck is that, you know? See? Police brutality, all this shit's going on in America. Like, what's up with that shit, you know? Before, black people on plantation, you know, multiculturalism, we have this fucking clusterfuck. Families are broken down, incompatible elements are together, high divorce rate, you know, like what the fuck, you know? I mean, I understand black people should have better lives, which some of them have. There are famous rappers who have a lot of money and all of that, and that's all good. But on the global scheme, all this fucking multiculturalism that I see in my everyday life, that's fucking horrible, you know? That's horrible. It's like giving people freedom, but that freedom is not freedom to live how you want to live. It's a freedom to do things which are detrimental to your existence. It's a freedom to do stupid stuff pretty much. But when it comes to living how you want to live, there's no freedom. Zero freedom. All the freedom we have is freedom to self-destruct. And these are the freedoms which Zionists and globalists give us. They give us the freedom to self-destruct, but they're not giving us freedom to live how we want to live. See? Freedom to self-destruct. You can fuck anybody you want. You can marry people who I'm not compatible with. Life is all about uncontrolled sex and drugs. These are the freedoms which we have. But when it comes to freedom, I don't want to follow these rules, I don't agree with it. Nope. This is where freedom ends. You don't follow the rules you don't agree with. Here is the jail. Here is the fine. But I was not unsafe. I was just driving 10 miles above the speed limit. I don't care. There's no cars around me. I just want to. I want to get whenever I want to get faster. Here's your ticket, $150. See how it is. People are forced to follow the rules which they have to. It has nothing to do with safety, you know. Nothing to do with safety. Everything to do with control. And people are just talking about safety and all of this because they want to control you. Just like with coronavirus, you know. There is this little virus, there's a couple million in the world died. Okay, but if 2 million in the world died because of this new virus, it's not the reason to put all the world in a fucking lockdown. You have 7 billion people. What is 2 million compared to 7 billion, you know? And besides, who is dying? All people who's gonna die soon anyway, you know? So what the fuck? And then now everybody's wearing the masks everywhere they go. And, you know, and then wearing the mask is not good for your breathing. It's make people hard to breathe. And then people have to buy masks. So pretty much now you have to pay money to breathe air. Like, what the fuck? And people are companies making money now, making all these masks. It's because of this virus, they're putting the whole world in the lockdown because of safety. I mean, of course, when I have to, I'm gonna follow these guidelines too. Because, you know, I understand circumstances. But all this shit is fucked up. All this shit is fucked up. And I believe that this is all the way to control us. And we need to resist it. Yeah, life is hard and people been dying before in the fighting and people used to live less. But then again, scaring people for their lives and making them wear all this shit, just, you know, playing on people's fear of death and hurt, that's fucked up. We're all gonna die, we're all gonna experience pain and then non-existence. That happened to all our ancestors for thousands of years. And that's like natural, you know? You grow up, you get big and strong, and you bloom when you go down. Life is like a parabola. It goes up and down. Naturally, you know. You're not gonna be young forever. You're not gonna live forever. But you wanna live how you wanna live. Not how the government tells you to live your life, you know. That's a big difference. That's the point. And what we see right now with all this fucking coronavirus and shit, people are stripped away from their freedoms. They have to wear masks. They have to do this and that. Like, what the fuck, you know? You're gonna die, but you're gonna die and you're gonna say, you know what, even though I died young, I live how I want. Sid Vicious died when he was 21. I'm almost 34. I don't care. I already lived a long life. And I don't think I'm gonna die from coronavirus. And other people even say that people are not dying from coronavirus. They're dying from flu and pneumonia, you know? So all of this shit, what's going on in the world, that's a bunch of bullshit, you know? There's just some people out there trying to control us. And look what's going on. Look at all of these great people all over the world who's being killed. And people are saying, oh, we need to save this guy. He was so great, ta-ta-ta. Why didn't you do it? Where were you when Igor Talkov got shot? Where were you when Tupac got shot? Where were you when Martin Luther King got shot? Where were you when Malcolm X got shot? See? Where were you when Jesus got crucified? I mean, it was 2,000 years ago, but where were people? See? Life is like a mission. You have some time. There is a time when you're the strongest, This is the time when you have the best ability of doing things, and with age, that ability naturally declines. But we out here, we're afraid of dying, we're afraid of everything. Well, being afraid cuts you off from living your life to the best of your ability, and it cuts you off from living your life how you really want to live your life. So that's gonna put you in a situation where you're just gonna exist and be afraid of everything just for a mere survival. So the question is, how would you rather live? Would you rather live an unhappy life but a long life and be safe and die of the old age? Or would you rather live a shorter life but live how you want it? That's pretty much what's the question of our existence on the planet Earth. I'm just gonna leave you with that. Thank you very much for watching my wonderful live stream. Please like, subscribe, and I wish you all the best with your lives. Live your lives how you want to, and don't let the government and Zionists and globalists and all the shitheads who are somewhere control you. That's it. That's my message to the society. Peace. All the best to you guys. Later.